Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be putting this popular fire and water resistant chest to the test. The brand you see here is Sentry Safe. It's sold at Home Depot and made by Master Lock Company. These are sold in several different sizes. The one you see here is the small chest. People use these to store documents and valuables. Now we're going to be testing three things on this safe. The first thing is the lock or locking mechanism to see how secure it is to protect the valuables that are inside. The second thing we're going to test is water resistance. There is a seal that goes around the entire compartment. It's supposed to keep water from entering the compartment if the house is flooded. We're going to be testing that. And the last thing we're going to do is place some documents inside this chest and place it in a fire to see how well it holds up. Now if you look right over here, I'll turn this way. All right. According to the manufacturer, right over here, it says fire resistance. It says a half an hour up to 1,550 degrees Fahrenheit. And over here it says ETL, verified for water submersion. All right, let me open this up and let's take a look at the lock first. Here's a look at the chest. The key is horizontal instead of vertical. That means it's unlocked. Just squeeze right here. And you can see inside. Inside the chest is one molded piece of plastic on the bottom. Goes all the way in and all the way around. And the lid is also one molded piece on the inside. And right around the edge, you can see this gasket. Right there. Over here, you can see the latching hook. Here on the bottom, you can see a steel post where the hook from the lid engages. Now how this works, when you turn the key clockwise, there's a piece of metal that rises up and that prevents the hook from moving to the left when you go to open up the lid. I'm now going to close the lid, lock it, and then we're going to zoom in on the keyway. The lock that's used for the safe is what's called a wafer lock or a wafer tumbler. They have a lot of play in them. You can see all the play in that lock. And they're extremely easy to pick. Let me show you very quickly. You can use a pick just like this, insert it into the keyway, and it's as simple as that. Look at that. So if you're looking for security, this chest is definitely not for you. Okay, let's take this to the swimming pool and perform the water test. You can see the inside of the compartment is nice and dry. Let me close the lid. Lock it up. Okay, now that it's closed up, this is designed to float. So if you have a storm or a hurricane and there's a flood in your house, more than likely it's going to float up. But for this test, I'm going to place it in the pool to float, and then I'm also going to try pushing it beneath the surface of the water. Here we go. Okay. Let me push it down so it goes more towards the seam between the lids. All right, that's pretty good. Let's push it down a few more times. That's pretty good. That was down pretty good. Okay, let me bring it back, take it out of the water, and then we'll open it up and see if any water found its way inside. Let me put it upright for a minute, let all the water drain out of here. There is a chance that when you open this, there is going to be water inside this part. It may try and fall in at that point. So I'll open it very slowly so we can make sure that it wasn't inside rather than it coming from this lock. So let me just tilt this like that, get the excess water out. Drain it out pretty good. All right, I guess that's pretty good. Let me open this up, slide it back just a hair. All right, here we go. perfectly dry. It just dripped from here and fell in. Alright, so it does keep the water out of the case. That's one thing that it does well. As a final test, I'm going to take the case, throw it way up in the air into the center of the pool. Here we go. Okay, let's retrieve it and take a look at the inside. Drain the water out of it. Lay it that way for a minute. Okay, let's open it up. And look at that. Dry. A little bit of water splashed on this edge, and it looks like it may have ran in like before, but overall the inside is extremely dry. If there's a hurricane coming, it would be a good precaution to place your paperwork inside of a plastic bag, then inside this case, so when you open the lid, any water that may drip in won't land on your paperwork, damaging it. Also be sure to take this and place it on a high shelf or tie it to something in case the house floods. This will not float out of the house. Let's take this over to the fire pit and put it to the test. Before I get the fire going, let me put some paper inside the chest. Close it up, push down hard to lock it. This is how the fire was set up. There's multiple layers crisscrossing. Inside is newspaper, pine needles, pine cones, a lot of air spaces, and different pieces of plywood and other scrap wood that I had laying around. I'm going to spray a bunch of lighter fluid inside, and then using my MAP gas torch, I'm going to get the fire going. Once the fire is going, I'm going to place the chest right on top of those two pieces of wood, and I'm going to lay more wood on top, and then count 30 minutes. Okay, the fire is pretty good right now. Let me put the chest on top and cover it up with more wood and cardboard. Alright, we're going to wait 30 minutes, then I'm going to pull it out of the fire and see if the paperwork inside is still okay. Okay, fire doing really good right now. Alright, we only have about 3 minutes remaining, and you can see it's simulating a really good wood frame house fire. I was going to take it out of the fire with a shovel, but I think it would be better if I took a garden hose and put it out, just like a firefighter would. Okay guys, time is up. The firefighter has arrived. Okay, let me grab the shovel, lift it off the fire, and allow it to cool further. Alright, that's cool enough. Now before I open this, I just want to show you something that's not going to bode well for what's inside here. This clip fell out. I found it in the fire in the ash. I found these 2 posts right here, and I found the entire lock mechanism. There's the keyhole, whatever's left of it. It was pot metal, it all melted down. And the locking hook, or the latch that used to go down and lock. Now I thought this was actually bolted into that stone material as well as the post, so when all the plastic falls off, this can still stay together. But that was not the case, so hopefully this actually melted together when the heat started and you didn't need the hook anymore. So let me see if this starts to open. Yep, it's just falling apart. It's like a stone material. Let me get something to pry this open with. Let me see if I go over here. If I get in there. Oh, look at that. That's a good sign. That's a very good sign if that plastic is still intact and it didn't melt. So let's get the rest of this off. And that's not, it's pretty hot right there. That is pretty hot, man. That is very hot. Let's bring it back here. Can I get in here? Oh, baby. The paper is perfect, guys. Perfect. Look at this. Look at that. Pass the test. This will definitely protect your papers in the event of a fire. Alright, the inside looks pretty good. Just the very center there looks like it was trying to melt, but the rest of the compartment's good. So I would keep paper in here, but I would not suggest putting like photographs or plastic because they may melt. And that's it. Pretty impressive for a $30 chest that protects against fire and water. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to rate thumbs up, share, and check out my extensive video playlist for other videos of interest to you. Thank you very much for watching.